All right. So that being said, I would like to hand over the microphone to Guillaume to talk about CypressJS.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I'll be very quick today because it's very late during the evening and I don't really want to take all of your time. So today we're going to talk about CypressJS and how it can help you to solve a lot of problems. So I know you were thinking, okay, this is a PHP meetup. What the hell is this guy talking about JavaScript? But it's okay. I think you guys will get it. I hope, actually. So first, we're going to talk about what is the problem that I face and how I can solve it with a few different tools, including CypressJS. And then I'm going to introduce it and tell you how to use it and when not to use it, especially. Maybe we'll have time for a quick demo if we can. If not, we jump straight to conclusion and questions. So basically, I've been in the software industry for around 10 years now, and basically, I've always been a PHP developer, more or less. And the problem that I had, it was always for testing user interfaces, right? So basically, every time you have to do a click, you have to type text, you check the result, and if it's not good, you have to do a code update. So this is basically what we do on a daily basis, right? But then, what happens if you have to do that twice, 5 times, 10 times, 50 times, etc., etc.? How can I automate that so that I don't have to do this mistake again? So, for example, if you have like a wizard with 3 pages and you need to upload file and you have to do all that thing, and just the testing itself makes like 1 or 2 minutes manually, why not automating that? Like it could save us a lot of time and the quality will be better as well. So there is a first solution with Conception that we tried in ELMO a few years ago, and it's not bad because you can test your code in PHP, you can use BDD and feature files, you can interact with the backend quite easily, but it's very heavy configuration. So you need 2 tools which are Conception and Selenium. So for example, if you update Conception, boom, Selenium is not working anymore, or the other way around, which is very problematic. And the big problem is very slow. Like it can take a couple of minutes just to run and to start. So how about CypressJS? It's a different tool. It's made in JavaScript based on Node.js. And basically, you write your test in JavaScript instead of PHP. The good advantage, the good part of CypressJS, it's open source and there is a lot of documentation and it's frequently updated. I think there is around 1 to 2 updates every month, which is pretty good. Advantages compared to Conception, it's really fast to run. Like it can take a few seconds to test a page. It's very easy to install and set up. You have only 1 tool instead of 2, so you have only 1 tool to manage it and to write your code. It's the interaction with the front end, and it can be run via UI or CLI. How about a quick live demo? All right, let's do it. Do I have a bit of time? Yay! There's always time for demo. So I'm going to do that. There is also, like, I don't know, I have the theory that the more people is looking at me, the more chances the demo will fail. Sure. All right, so I'm here. I'm just trying to, yay, okay. So basically, I have this small website called randomdata.info. So it's really a website that I manage just for fun, like it's just a playground. And basically what it does, you just put a few fields. And for example, if I put, oh, well, let me start again from scratch. If I put a field here and I add another one, and let's say this one, I want a first name, it will basically generate data, random data, which is very useful for testing, right? So basically, you can have this kind of output and you can choose your SQL output or HTML or CSV and then import it to your app. So in some cases, if you have to test a lot of data, for example, 500 users, there you go, you have a CSV with 500 users. Oh, let me change that to surname. Yeah, there you go, 500 users. So basically, I was like, okay, maybe I would like to have some front-end tests to make sure this is working properly, right? Maybe what happened if I update something in one part of my app and then the other part is failing? I want to know. I want to have feedback about that. So how about let's try with that? Yay! Careful, man. If there is many people watching, it will fail. Please turn around. All right. So hopefully it's pretty quick. It's always slower in front of 50 people. I can guarantee you. Yeah, so basically it's Chrome or Electron. And then, so if you run it via CLI, it will be Chrome headless or Electron headless. Yeah. And yeah, I should have run it before the actual meetup. But basically, yeah, it's very quick. I think when I do the test, it's running the code in very, very short time. So basically, I have all my tests here, which is just 3 files. Like it's very tiny test. I just want to check if the form submission works right and if clicking on my links works as I want to. So basically, what I did, I just click on one button to run all tests. And what it does, it goes through my website and checks and populate the form, make some AJAX requests, fill in the form, check the result. Is it working well? Is it not working well? Is there any issue? I know straight away. And basically, here we are 20 seconds into the test. And basically, like it's really testing half of them already. And with pretty complex tests with a lot of data. So this is why it's very quick and very nice to see that. So now we are like 41 seconds to test my whole thing. So it's as you can see, it's super quick. And the big advantage is if I miss something, if I update the wrong page or something went wrong in the API side, I will have a response here because the front end communicates with the API with the backend. So just in terms of code, very quickly, it's super easy to check. Basically, this is how it works. So is it very small? Let me try to make that bigger. Work, yay. Can you guys see or is it very small? Oh, there you go, yay. Okay, so basically ci.get, what it will do, it will get an element and usually it's like a jQuery selector, right? It's like dot class name or hash and then the ID of your element. And basically if you do, for example, do I have a good one with a click? Yeah. If you have this one with get generate button dot click, what it will do, it will check if this button exists, if it's visible, if you can click on it, which means if there is no something on the top of it that prevents the click. So basically just by 2 statements here, which is get and click, it does a lot of work already and it does a lot of things. So that's why it's a very powerful tool. And as you can see, the tests are very, very simple. So now I'll try to remove that and, well, I'm trying to, oh, I can close it here. I didn't know. Yay, okay, so let's go back to the presentation. That one, okay. There's more. With CypressJS, you can actually do some time travel, debugging, real-time loading, automatic waiting, spy stuff, so you can mock an AJAX response, for example. You can have a look at what happened in the network. You can take screenshots and video, especially with CLI, which is very powerful. So just as a quick example, if I go here, I know what was the DOM at that point of the test. So basically, what CypressJS does, it just stores the DOM at one point, and then you can see exactly what it looked like. So just be cautious that it's not exactly how it was how the DOM was. So there is sometimes a slight difference between what the page was showing and actually what the DOM was at that point. So yeah, it does a lot of things. As a summary, I would say CypressJS is really good for end-to-end testing and to automate everything related to front-end, like creating new data, checking, deleting record, replicating basically a user experience in an automated way. So I know it's a PHP meetup, but it can use to debug your PHP application, but also anything that is based on a website. What is not good for, it's unit testing and basically anything that is not front-end world. So if you have PHP unit test, this is not for that. This is just to hit something front-end. How do we use it in ELMO? So basically, when we write our test at the beginning, all our test fails. And then after a while, when your feature is ready and rock and rolling, your test pass and you're like, yeah, that's fine. And then someone comes to you and say, oh, actually, we need that thing. Or there is a bug here, you didn't see that. And then you run your test again. You're like, oh my God, this is failing again. I have to either update my test or fix the feature. Maybe I created another defect. And then at the end, we have CI/CD. So basically, for people who don't know, it's continuous integration and continuous development. And it just allows you to have, when you release that on the production sites or on the staging site, you have a clear response straight away if your test is passing or not. How about for an existing feature, such as a hotfix, technical debt, refactoring? Same thing. So basically, you write your test at the beginning, it's passing, and then after a while, maybe you do some work, you fix some issue, you refactor one part, all your tests are failing, and then at the end, your test must be passing. So basically, this is a very good tool, because imagine if you have to refactor a widget of 3-4 pages. So this is basically a project I had to work on in the last year, and it was very quick to know if something that I made at one place was breaking another one, or if it was something broken somewhere. It was really good for that, and you have an answer very quickly. How do we use it in ELMO? We have one repository per product. No BDD scenarios, Gherkin, or feature files. Like, we don't think it adds that much value to our tests. Some people may consider it, but for us, we're like, yeah, not really. And we have CI/CD integration. So before you write tests, ask yourself what you need to cover. What is the easier ways to do it? Check online documentation and best practices, especially Cypress documentation is very thorough, and there is a lot of information there. And also have fun. This is supposed to save you time and enhance the quality of your code and of your application. All right, do you guys have any questions? Yes.
I saw it. Oh, hello. I saw it had a nice wrapper around that JavaScript runtime in the browser. There was Cypress.get or whatever it was. Do you have full access to the normal JavaScript runtime to interact with other crap on the page, or is it all wrapped and you're limited to that? Is there any limitation, I guess, from the front end point of view, how much you can interact? Yeah, so say you wanted to manipulate the page or do things or outside of just clicking on things, I guess.
Interacting with elements on the page, you mean? Yeah. So basically, everything you remember when I show ci.get or ci.click. So basically, it will interact with your page and will click on the element. And every time there is something like that, it will redirect you to that page, or it will perform that action. Yeah, and also
you could still use
You could, but I don't recommend it, because ci.get will check if the element is visible, if you can have access to it, if all that kind of checks that are really good for that. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. Any other questions? No more? Yeah, we're good. Thank you.